This is like the type of fun Friday type of jams. Usually I jump on here and I have no idea what's playing. This time I do. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Fun fact, my mom's favorite movie is Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta. And that is the only reason that I know this, because Sean and I do have a pop culture gap and a music gap as well. But that is not why we're here. So welcome everyone as we step into Fun Friday. Welcome to the Unblinded Morning Huddle, the #1 place to start your day with a daily dose of integrity-based human influence. My name's Fernando, and every day we step into a conversation. We step in powerfully into different conversations. Today, the aura, the energy is Fun Friday. And for everyone coming in here that is new, welcome and thank you. And for everyone that's been here multiple huddles, thank you. And let's reinforce, or let's share for the first time, like what we do here. What do we do at Unblinded? What we do is we create fun, simple, magical, micro distinctions and frictionlessness that free exponential abundance in your money, time, and magic. And on Fun Friday, let's channel our fun energy. What's fun for you? Like yesterday, we were on a group training call with all these elite individuals, and Craig from SoCal, when he's like spending beautiful weekends, the 30th anniversary of his family trip, he is like 1 second on Zoom in like a surf suit. The other, he is completely shirtless. And then he has like an orange shirt on. And like that made me laugh. People were talking about breakthroughs and conversations and self-mastery. And Craig is like chilling with like his Dora hat, which is, I don't even know if it's a Dora hat, but that's what it was to me. Changing clothes in front of these amazing people, having fun, being with his family, being Craig from SoCal. And for everyone, Craig from SoCal is a successful individual in the world of real estate investment, single-handedly had 34 lawyers join him in the world of presentation calls, Real Raw opens. He's cold called, which by the way, we don't cold call since we don't sell anything. He invited over 100 lawyers, over 100. He had never sat and called 100 lawyers. 34 of them said yes. So as I share this fun fact, I share this because Craig is crushing it in the world and he's fun. And these are what these conversations are designed to do, is designed to show different portions of your, what we call in our step 3, your heroic, unique identity. Yesterday, we spoke about thankfulness, gratitude, Thankful Thursday, and people were thankful for so many beautiful things. Today, as we get this energy in the chat, and for everyone, if you're here, you know the drill. Let's drop it in the chat. What's fun for you? Like for Sean, it's surfing and running with the bulls. For me, it's like shooting my brother in the face with a Nerf gun. Like, that's awesome. It's like playing video games with my nephew. That's fun. Driving a boat in Ithaca. That's fun. What's fun for you? So let's drop it in the chat. For Jay Levine, it's like coaching his kids in soccer. For like other individuals, it's different things. So what is fun for you? For Nicole Maiello, it's like dressing up as a unicorn and like the Little Mermaid at the same time and freaking loving it. That's fun. And she's incredible, diligent, hardworking, always urgent, always assertive, always attentive, and she's also the Little Mermaid and a unicorn at the same time. So what's fun for you? What do you do for fun? What's fun for you? Is it like Janelle's son Prince grabbing snowballs in the middle of Utah and throwing them at a pickup truck? That was a rental. Like ice balls at a car. That's crazy to me, but for them it was fun. So what is fun for you? How do you display your fun? Do you like take walks? Do you watch movies with your family? What is fun for you? And let's drop it in the chat as I make my way over to it. Let's see. Mary has fun walking in the woods. Jay Levine, coaching soccer, and a mind reader. Interesting. We have Kate with zip lining. That has a ton of adrenaline. We have Lorelai with designing jewelry. Love you, Lorelai. Love hearing your voice on our team calls. Jesse, Olympic weightlifting and recording podcast. We have Orlando. Fun is running in the rain. Brother, I'm committed to doing that today. We have Kristen. I still play soccer and I love it. Karen, I love blowing bubbles for my beagle. I just got to read that again. I love blowing bubbles for my beagle and playing in the backyard with him. He is an embodiment of joy. We have Ashish reading books Erica, going to local businesses and accelerating. Adam Gugino, pickleball. Pickleball? Dude, you sound like a grandpa. We have, I love you, Adam. I'm totally kidding and not kidding. We have Tamia meditating. Jay Levine. Oh, I'm the mind reader. Received. Ruth, I love to be cooking in the kitchen with my boyfriend. Tamia, dancing. Tiffany, water guns inside. Josephine, singing and dancing. We have Adrina, fun for me is dancing time with family, friends, traveling. Ken, making my kids laugh. And for everyone else in the chat, there's a lot in there. I'm not choosing to skip. There's just a lot in there. And these are the energy. Tell me we don't feel different now that we feel the collective fun energy that's present here. And when we talk about like, what do we do? We're constantly in like self-mastery, influence mastery, process mastery conversations. Even in process mastery, the 7 data points that we're training everyone in our one-on-one and our group elite training to measure 7 things. 7 things. 7 things is what we measure in the world of growth and development. Number 1, how many ecosystems are you speaking to? Number 2, what is the quality and quantity of your stages and microphones? Number 3, what are the quality and quantity of your sales meetings? Number 4, how many of those sales meetings are going to yes? Number 5, what is the rise in your disposable income? Number 6, how much are you giving back in contribution measured in time and money? And number 7, how much fun are you having? How much fun are you having? Sean in the last several weeks has truly stepped in powerfully into the world of flow. And I'm not talking like woo-woo and other dynamics, which we all respect. I'm just, calling it what it is. Flow is the reduction of friction, moving away from friction. How many of you right now could pause and think of one data point in your life? And I'm not talking about your husband or wife, joke. Like, what is one data point that you deal with that causes friction? That like, this process, this person, this whatever, there's a point of friction. And how often do we try and we try and we try and we try to change, to remove, versus choosing not to accept the friction? Sean talks about all the time how there's multiple fears: fear of failure, fear of rejection. And he has, like, through his self-mastery, removed the feeling. Obviously there's always like point percentages of ever feeling rejected. Why? Because no one could reject it. Those are Sean's words, not mine. I am practicing and working on that area, as all of you are here. We are working on this together. We're a collective group of students, open-minded, vulnerable, and sharing. I share that because it's possible. It's possible. And today on Fun Friday, with the world going through what the world's going through, we have an opportunity to make more money in less time with more magic and have some fun doing it. Having some fun doing it. And I had a vast of beautiful conversations yesterday. I have vast conversations on most days, anywhere from 30 to 40 different conversations. And so many different things are present. And one of the things that I've realized after coaching hundreds and thousands of people in this formula is the number one friction point is, does this work? And Sean made a really great point. Adam Gugino worked at an amazing company, took it from 4 to 750 million, built a call center from 0 to 500 people. When he was hiring the first 10, there was tons of disbelief. There was an empty warehouse. There was uncertainty afoot. There were hangups, people saying no. All of this was present: uncertainty, salary, cash flow down the drain. And people didn't believe. Can we really build a call center to sell X? Are people really going to pick up our calls to do Y? Do I really want to cold call 50 people a day and say this? And at first it was arduous. It was painful. It was scary. And I would dare say there was maybe moments in Adam that were like, I don't know if this is going to work. Through self-mastery, through process mastery, and just a ridiculous level of influence mastery, things began to work. And one person said yes, and boom, they purchased, or they invested, or they believed, or they aligned, or they contributed, whatever that is for you. And it went from 0 people to 10, 10 people to 50, 50 people to 200, 200 to 350. And by the time the 367th person came into the world of selling what they were selling, into the culture that Adam had built that was competitive, fun, energetic, it was not a question of, will this work? Can we call X, offer them Y, and have them do Z? That was no longer the question. When there's 357 people flowing, succeeding, winning, the question then became, can I do it? Can I jump into the system? Can I do what must be done to replicate and grow? And Adam, I see you joined us here. If you want to shed some light and some flavor, how was that for you in that experience?
You articulated it perfectly. I would say that the first couple of weeks were, well, the first couple of weeks of training were extremely arduous in training people who had zero experience in the space of selling, and they were working out of an empty warehouse, like you mentioned, but they had the vision. They believed that there was a possibility, and I ended up hiring just simply based on finding people that were willing to take a chance. So after the first couple of days, I mean, I've told the story, we had absolute zero success, goose eggs across the board in over, combined 100 hours of work with all of the people that were making phone calls. And then that one day when I decided to get on the phones with them and set myself up in the middle, it was a Friday, believe it or not, it was a Friday. And I remember because that first appointment was the next day was a Saturday. We had more fun that day than we had up until that point. We were laughing when we were getting hung up on because we were doing it together. And the following week, we set one out of 8 ended up selling. We set 8 appointments that day. And that following Thursday, Fernando, again, just encapsulate it all. They all had an accumulated 30 appointments set amongst them. And I drove home in the car that night, remembering now, being in tears, probably one of the greatest moments of my life, in tears of joy because of the breakthroughs that they had for being able to go from 0 to 30 and doing it on their own. And when you fast forward to actually 3 locations later, because we left that warehouse and got into our new building about 6 months in, even at that point, it was no longer a question of can it be done? It was a question of how big can we make it? And people were coming in looking for opportunities. People wanted to work at the organization. And by the time we were in our 3rd building of 50,000 square feet and, hundreds of people celebrating wins month after month, it became a culture and environment where, like I said, people were like lined up. We were doing classes of 30 people at a time, twice a week, training to bring into the organization. So that was the progression. And again, yes, you described it perfectly.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mr. Gugino. And this is what it looks like. And Adam, if we can share one more story, I know you love this story, and then we'll take it home as an example of possibility. Like Craig from SoCal is an example of possibility. Someone who had 1 lawyer in his database, and he is an older gentleman, 1, and in 3 weeks, he went to 34. So the number of ecosystems rose, his quality of his stages rose, his complimentary sessions rose, his sales is bound to rise. That is what it looks like. Mr. Gugino, do you mind sharing to these fine folks, Fernando, myself, running about 300 meetings a month, on the phone, 16 hours a day. Adam, the first phone call you ever saw me make, what happened?
I didn't know you were going to go there, and I'm smiling from ear to ear.
I know you are.
You were energetic. You were excited. You were, I think, looking forward to picking up the phone and proving yourself to me in that area, knowing where I had come from. And you picked up that phone, and I was like, wow, this guy's really ready to go. And you made your first phone call.
When was this in the scale of this year? When was this?
This was right after I had left the solar company. It was prior to our event in January. It had to be in November, a day in November. Yeah, we had just started making calls to invite people to a speaking engagement, a realtor speaking engagement that Sean was going to be at. And we had a list of the top realtors in New Jersey. and you picked up the phone and you called, and wow, it was painful. I have to say, you got beat up pretty bad. I don't remember everything that was said. You could probably articulate that a little better than me, but I can say this, that you got hung up on. And I didn't know if you'd ever be able to pick up the phone again after that. I knew it was going to be a true test of your just your commitment and your abilities. But yeah, of course, you picked up the phone. You've done incredible things. But it was amazing because it just showed your heart, and it also just proved like, yeah, everybody is going to take some shots, and it doesn't start easy, but look where it is now, and look where you are now when it comes to picking up the phone and making phone calls. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind sharing how you felt, I think that would be great for the movement as well.
So finals, we take it home on this fun Friday. We were in the office. There was a list. And we'll give some names. Teresa Pfefferly, who is now in our elite training one-on-one programs, who like at the time was like an untouchable like ecosystem in the world of real estate, who was gracious enough to share a list with us of our top agents, a pool of records.
Yes.
We were like,
absolutely edify that. Amazing, Teresa. Yes.
And I was like, give me the phone. I'll do it. Adam was like, we need a script. We need to talk. What are we going to say? And I was like, no, give me the phone. I'm going to call. I called, and it was horrendous. Not only did I get hung up on, I got cursed out, said, what the F are you doing? Who do you think you are? Never call me again. Do not call. Hang up in front of everyone. First time Adam ever sees me on the phone. I hung up. I looked at Adam. He laughed. I grabbed the phone. I picked up another one. And now the leader who gave us the list is merging with us and doing beautiful things. So what is like the moral of that story?
Real quick. We had a couple of wonderful calls on that list too that were invited and ended up showing up and having a great time. So just a few calls later, there was several yeses after that point.
Yes. And why do we share all this on Fun Friday? One, because Adam loves to pick at Fernando. And I figured it was a beautiful access point because I know Adam loves that story. But for you, it's not only as like a point of laughter, whether you find it funny or not, it is an access to possibility. Craig went from having one lawyer in his ecosystem to 34 in 3 weeks. What does that mean to his disposable income? Way more than 1x, guaranteed, guaranteed. So for everyone, this is not a conversation of you have to invite call, you have to reach out to people. It's what are you willing to do and commit to? Because we're claiming to have a formula. We're claiming to have a process. And yesterday I had a conversation with someone who was like, this is this is that, this is not this is the other thing. And listen, she's right. But what I will share is this. I came from a world of influencer marketing, digital marketing, networking events, doing all that. I came from that world. Disclaimer, I'm not the smartest. I'm not the wisest. I'm not the oldest. I'm not the richest. I'm not any of those things. And neither do I claim to be. I'm a humble student, a protege to Sean Callaghy, learning the formula we're all committed to learning together. And I'm grateful for the proximity that I have. But more importantly, I'm grateful for my ability to just do. And I went from do not call, F you, never call again, to getting absolute yeses on most conversations I have. I would confidently say 8 out of 10. And that didn't happen because I'm amazing and special. That happened because I did many repetitions. So on Fun Friday, grab the weights, as Adam Gugino would say, put down the pen, pick up the phone, let's have fun, let's enjoy, let's co-create fun, simple, magical micro distinctions and frictionlessness that free exponential abundance in your money, time, and magic. Thank you, Sean Callaghy. Thank you, Adam Gugino. My name's Fernando Valencia. We are Unblinded, and we are nothing without your winning, your rise in money, your rise in time, and your rise in magic. Have a blessed weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.